What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and once again I'm going to be reviewing a buddy's firearm, so shout out to Dan. Today we're going to be talking about the Taurus TX-22, and this is the one video that I would ever say I would choose a Taurus over a Glock. Give me the Taurus TX-22 10 out of 10 times over the Glock 44. And if you want proof, go rent the Glock 44, have the Taurus TX-22, put 500 rounds through each, tell me which has less issues. I would bet my money every single time on a Taurus TX-22. They did the 22 long rifle right. Now, obviously, it's still a 22. It's still a dirty round. You still have to maintain your firearm and clean it. But for what it is, compared to all the other 22s on the market, obviously compared to some competition, no, I'm not comparing it to some competition ones, but you know, like the P322 and the SR22 and stuff like that, this is the best. Now, this right here is their compact version. That's what they call it. To me, it's more like a subcompact, but this thing absolutely rips. It is 13+1, and this is one of their newer ones that has all the bells and whistles. Being optics ready, we'll go through the whole thing. But they also have the competition version now, which is a little more expensive, but has even more bells and whistles and better features and stuff like that. The one I got is their compact. That one is 16+1. It's a little bit bigger all around than this one, but it doesn't come with any bells and whistles. I got the plain Jane version because that's all that was being sold at the time where I wanted to get a 22. Now, like I said, 13+1 for this one. Mine is 16+1, but just picture it. Those mags can be used in this. Then the competition one, I think there's 22+1 or 23+1 mags, and you can get base plates for them. There's a company called Lakeline LLC, and they basically dedicate their aftermarket support to Taurus, and they do it right. I think that really helps when a company focuses only on one brand, only one company. Therefore, they can get it right. When you spread yourself too thin, that's when you start having aftermarket problems. But them, Lakeline LLC, making stuff basically exclusively for Taurus is great. So you can make it into a pretty big capacity in this little small setup. That's why I wish I did have this one. Maybe I'll pick it up sometime in the future. Now, I believe they all come with manual safeties, which is nice because for a 22 long rifle, one of the biggest reasons I'm going to get one of the biggest reasons why I use them is to teach my children gun safety and fundamentals. That is huge to me. Obviously, my children are 5, 3, and 1, so they're not at that point yet. But once they start hitting the 8, 9, 10 range, oh yeah, we're going to be out on the range. My kids will learn how to protect themselves, defend themselves, stand up for themselves, as well as be safe with everything, right? That is what I think everyone should be instilling in their children, especially with the way the world's going. The people out here after children, grooming children. You got to teach your kids to defend themselves and stick up for themselves. Anyways, back to the handgun. This will accept, just picture it, that 16+1 setup I have, it'll take those mags. Then picture the competition version, it'll take those mags as well. So basically, it's like a Glock 26 in a way. It can take all the larger OEM mags, which is an amazing feature, especially for a 22 long rifle. Now, another thing you'd use it for. We have elections coming up. Stuff is absolutely crazy. It is an awesome bug-out pistol to have. 22 long rifle is small. You can store more of it easily. You can bring more of it with you. It's a very versatile round. Now, I don't recommend it for self-defense, but can it be used? Of course. 78% of the time in self-defense, you only have to draw a firearm or even say you have a firearm on you. So 78% of the time, not one round is let go. So will this work? Of course. The one thing I will say, though, is that hole is so small, people might think it's a BB gun or an airsoft gun because those are .77 cal, right? So I just want to point that out because it's just funny to me. But especially with how real all these airsoft and BB guns are getting. It's absolutely crazy. On top of that, the feel of it. If you do have children, make sure they know that this firearm right here at the range is a real one. It feels like a toy. It feels fake. It is so light, but the thing is just sick. It just rips. It's reliable. Like I said, the most reliable 22 long rifle on the market. And it's affordable. Like I said, I would never take a Taurus over a Glock, but in this case, you have to give it up to Taurus. They killed it on this model. Absolutely knocked it out of the park. Now, let's get into it. Trigger. That is the best thing. Well, actually, no. The number one thing I like about this is the ergonomics. The ergonomics are on point. Now, obviously, with that mag in, I'm getting a full 2.5 fingers. That's technically 3 for me. I'm good with that. Ready? The ergonomics are what make it. And the texturing is great. You don't need much texturing on a 22 long rifle as is. For instance, if you're shooting a 380 or 9 and then you switch over to this, you're going to laugh. It's literally a joke. There's no recoil. and that's what makes it fun. You can literally just rip off rounds, and it's affordable. You can mag dump like crazy, and it's affordable, especially around election time and stuff like that. 9's going to go up in price. It might be a little more scarce depending on the outcome, stuff like that, right? So 22 long rifle is a great thing to just have on hand. Easy. Buy 1,000, 2,000, stash 5,000 rounds. It's easier to stash 5,000 rounds of this than it is of 9mm. Now, obviously, I want to have both. I want to have some 40, but at the end of the day, it's smaller, lighter, easier to bring with you weight-wise if you ever had to in a bug-out situation. That trigger, I mean, whew, it is so... Now, it's a little light for like a carry gun, but for a 22, this is what you want. I mean, this thing is just ridiculous. You can hit shots from any distance with this thing, even with the shorter barrel. Now, what I like about this as well is the finish. The finish is so much better on this version than the one I have. Mine is the burnt bronze, and the finish has gone to crap. The finish on this is actually really nice, so I think they did upgrade it. I'm not 100% sure what they used, but you can even look at it and say that's a different finish. Mine is just, it's terrible, but it's not a big deal to me. The firearm works great, right? They got some awesome lightning cuts throughout the slide to give it a cool look, as well as, once again, save on weight. That's part of the reason why this thing feels fake, and that's another benefit of it. This is going to be no weight in your pack, right? Your pack with 1,000 rounds, this, nothing. Have the 9 in your appendix, have this for, you know, for backup or whatever. Great, great handgun, right? Forward serrations, rear serrations, sights, blacked out rear with a white dot front. Some companies can't even get that right, i.e. Glock. Even though I love the Glock OEM sights, I just wish they were metal. Actually, these are metal. It's like, just do it. Come on, Glock, just do it. And they're a U-notch rear. I'm trying to show you it without showing you the dot. There you go. U-notch rear that's textured, blacked out. You got the white dot up front. Now, I believe this model came with the Holosun 407K already mounted on it. And it sits relatively low to the point where you basically get a little bit of a co-witness. Not the most, but you get a little smidgen using this and that front dot. So the sight that's built into the 407K. So you will be just fine using this. Once again, no one really even looks to their sights in self-defense. It's a very small, minimal amount of people. Comes with a rail, of course. Not sure what I would ever mount on one of these, but it does come with it. Awesome, awesome gas pedal built in. And then a memory pad for your finger. And man, does this thing, it just feels good in the hand. Like I said, it feels fake, but it feels good in the hand. Absolutely solid as can be. Now, what I like about this handgun as well is the takedown is simple. Basically pull this down, move it, and lift up. Really, really easy. On top of that, a relatively large trigger guard. So if you're wearing gloved fingers, whatever the case may be, you will fit that. And like I said, the safety, that is hard to push up, but not hard to disengage. So they made the safety right. It's an ambidextrous safety. They did a fantastic job on the Taurus TX-22. It's not going to hurt the pockets. It's a reliable 22. And it's a great thing to just have for a crap hit the fan situation. You never know how things are going to go. I pray that our country doesn't go in that direction. But still, I like to be prepared. I like my family to be prepared. I like them to feel like we're prepared and safe. So something like this is affordable and can be huge when it really comes down to it. And on top of that, if things go smooth, like they probably will, you can train your kids once they get to a certain age. You can learn fundamentals for a relatively cheap price. It's a great offering, and just because it's a Taurus, I don't think you should overlook it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll do one more close-up, and then we'll get out of here. Once again, shout out to the person who sent me all the backdrops. I really appreciate that. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. A little goes a long way with me, so I really appreciate that. Absolutely awesome. Awesome handgun. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.